Welcome back to the Bees Case Pine Community Credit Union pregame show. I'm Dan Trivinos. I'm staying with the Bees skipper. That's Aaron Nieckula. First of all, Nuke, congrats on making the playoffs.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
I want to ask you a little something. It was a little awkward going at it Monday. What was the morale like after losing the doubleheader?
You know, obviously guys are disappointed that we couldn't come out and get a win at home and during our homestand here and finish out the season on a positive note. Anytime you get swept and lose a doubleheader, it's always tough to handle. However, guys were excited that we qualified for the playoffs. I mean, we told these guys, I said, you might have lost 6 in a row and kind of backed into this thing, but to be honest with you, you played yourself into this position to be up enough to make other teams have to win.
Right.
And they didn't execute. The other teams didn't get the job done. And we did, and we're in. So now it's a new season, and anything can happen from here on out.
I guess the way most people are looking at it right now, you won 35 games. That's what you needed to win to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, there has been a slump. I mean, the bats have been cold. The pitching has been cooling off. What's been harder for you to stomach?
Well, the pitching has sustained us throughout the entire second half. If I'm not mistaken, they might have the best team ERA in the second half, or
right,
close to the best, regardless. But so I've been very proud of the way our pitchers have pitched, starting with the starters, no pun intended. And obviously the bullpens come in. Macice stepped into a closer's role and did an outstanding job for us once Joseph got promoted to Stockton. Our defense, our base running has been very steady, very pleased with that. And obviously, like you said, our hitting has been quiet for the most part in the second half, a few games here and there. But that doesn't take away from the fact that these guys have been grinding, have been battling, have been putting their work in. It's just that they haven't been able to execute on a regular basis. We haven't been able to get that big hit from somebody. So, you know, we're going to have to find a way to get it done and execute and try to come up big in this playoffs.
Well, hopefully everything clicks. I'm just curious, though, coming into this game, is there anything you say to the team, maybe like something you might put in their head mentally that might get them to get the big hit today?
Well, we just make sure we're getting our work in. We make sure that we keep believing in ourselves. And we told the players, hey, don't lack the confidence. Keep believing in yourself. You guys are good. You guys are solid. You guys have been working your butts off all year. This is the moment you play for. Have an opportunity to be in the playoffs and just go out there and give your best effort.
And I'm sure you're not a guy who's into excuses, but is there any chance that a lot of these guys are just getting tired? It's their first full season for a lot of them.
No, not necessarily. I mean, it's inevitable that you're going to get tired. Even we as coaches are going to get drained physically and mentally. But this game isn't for the mentally weak. That's when your mindset has to take over. That's where you have to have that fortitude. That's where you have to have that will and determination and power to get through the rigors of a long season. I mean, there's 15 other teams in the league that have gone through a long season as well. So to me, that's a very moot point. But you just got to go out there, dig down deep, find a way to get it done, and go out and execute and play the game. Most importantly, though, you got to have fun and enjoy your experience.
Well, just a few more questions for you, Nuke. There's got
a few more answers then.
All right, good. There's got to be a complex for some of these guys, whether they're tired or not. Maybe they're ready to be done with the season, but now you have the playoffs. So some of these guys have been thinking about home for a while. How do you motivate them, or is there even a need to do that?
No, I think there is a need. I think it's obvious. I think some guys, most guys, many guys, whatever word you want to use, are looking forward to the off season and getting back to school, getting back to mom or dad, getting back to a girlfriend or wife, getting back to see the kids if they have any kids at this age. I think some do. But you know what? You're in this game. It's your job. You got to make the sacrifices. And if not, then it's a weeding out process. And they know that. They understand that. But at the same time, you got to look beyond that and go out there and do your job. You're a professional athlete getting paid to play this game, and you've got to play it to the final out, to the final game. And that's stuff that we've talked about throughout the season, especially here towards the end of the season. And now that we're in the playoffs, we're in, and we might as well just give it our best effort and not say, hey, you know what, let's just go home. Let's play the game, do the best we can, and see what happens.
I'm glad you actually brought up the whole profession side of it. Is there anything you said to these guys about opportunity? I saw the quote recently on the board, it's your career. Is that a message that you have for the guys recently?
Yeah, the bottom line is it is their career. It's my career. It's John's career as a pitching coach. And we each are little entrepreneurs trying to do the best we can. And we as a staff, myself as a manager, we try to implement a program that allows these kids to improve, to get better, to learn routines, to learn how to handle failures and successes, put them in positions to succeed. And it starts with us as me as a manager, us as coaches, and then the players got to go out there and, we can't force anybody to do anything. It's like you can lead the horse to water, you can't make him drink type of thing. We just make sure, though, if they're not doing their work, we try to push them, we try to motivate them, we try to tell them that they've got to get this job done in order for them to improve and get promoted. And at the end of the day, it is their career. They're the ones playing the game. Our job as coaches, our days are over with. So we just tell them to go out there and respect the game, respect one another, and go out there and play hard.
Last big question for you, Nuke. The thing that we talked about at the beginning of the season, we're going to talk about it now. This is for player development. This is what this league is for. Well, is this an opportunity to develop players? Is this something that they should learn from?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, obviously, the big question is player development versus winning. So I'm going to rephrase that and say it's going to be player development and winning. So you've kind of got to balance the two, almost like a teeter-totter. You don't want to emphasize winning over player development. You don't want to overstress player development and have a horrible season. You got to try to find some balance. But I think that if you teach guys how to play the game hard, and they go out there and execute the fundamentals of the game on a consistent basis, they enjoy one another, they enjoy the game, they look forward to coming to the park. They've obviously got to have some skill and talent to play this game. If they can get that done on a regular basis, then I think winning will take care of itself. And qualifying for the playoffs is a very important part of their player development, as far as I'm concerned. You want to have that experience. You want to have that little feather in your cap or that little playoff ring in your pocket. That can never be taken away from these players again. They're a professional athlete. They're a professional baseball player that has qualified for the playoffs. That's an intangible you can't teach. They know what it takes to get here. Now, they need to know what it takes to win a playoff series, to win a championship for the Western Division, and possibly win a Midwest League championship. But regardless, as they matriculate through the minor league system, whether it's with us or with somebody else, they have that experience. And they get to the big leagues, hopefully with the Oakland Athletics, they kind of have a taste of what it's like to play in the playoffs.
Well, Nuke, hopefully these players realize as important this opportunity is as you seem to realize it is.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure working with you this year.
You as well, Nuke. Good luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to News Radio 1490, KBUR, and KBUR.com.